infinitely scaling heroes here in Granger and Sicilian. They're gonna be sharing the stacks from the minions. And if things comes south for Geek from the early to mid game, they still have a lot of things to show on the later stage of the game. Now for the roundup, now for Evos' composition here, do they need a dive or just a body up front?
Or even more utility here to force Geek to stick around to try and capitalize when they can get their hands onto the Granger or Sicilian maybe. This is tough. I feel like it's a more difficult question compared to what Geek has in mind.
He barely has, yep. He barely has anybody up front, and Gatot Kacha would be the perfect guy to fill that. Let's see though if it's a bit too much for this Gato. Game number 3.
I think the immediate question is the engage potential. Is it going to be the Circling Eagle or the AOG? Both on a super long cooldown. Both not really guaranteed against a composition like this from Geek fam. Oh boy. I feel like our Evos are fighting an uphill battle right here against this composition. It is still doable, but everything has to go really right for Evos.
The stage has been set. The trap has been picked.
Oh, the Purifies.
These two teams, they will battle it out for this match win. High stakes. Geek fam wants to go up 1 to the second placer, removing Bigatron. Meanwhile, Evos will surely welcome a W for their standings and playoff chances. It is all or nothing here in game number 3 of Geek versus Evos.
The second showing of the Fredrin for Geek fam seems like, again, it's back to their old good comfort for Evos. Can they split them up? The Moskov, the Suyo, really good at playing in the side.
Yeah, the formations in the fight is going to really make or break how these guys are going to go. Yeah, for Evos now in the early game, not a lot of ways to really threaten the members of Geek fam. They themselves aren't really running an aggressive hero, technically, with the Matilda.
Oh,
really,
no.
They can orchestrate dives really well, I guess. But will that be enough without the burst damage, especially from that mid lane Sway Low on a Chushin? Gonna be playing a bit more reactive, I would say. Take a look at the emblems here by Indie Home. Well, assault with the movement speed, Wilderness Blessing. With the Inspire for Key as well, more shielding. And on top of Kenziski.
Oh, bye-bye.
3-man gank up top. Kalea's gonna be a bit late. Kenziski again survives it. He survived the high Ruby gank in the previous game now, early on. Tatko forced to use Revitalize down below.
Kenziski got that plot armor. And now, just realized too that Rashi, pack your bags, this is a Sakura skin.
Sakura skin.
This is pretty saddening.
Why am I packing my bags?
Yeah, you don't have to analyze. It's pretty clear who's gonna win here.
Oh, it's a lore accurate performance? For sure. What you're saying? Alright, we'll have to see, man. So far though, if you look at the farming speed, Makis is getting a lot of pretty good clearing here, but Albert is actually ahead in EXP, so... Oh, look at this!
Good slam down. Wow, Key forced to use the guy to win already defensively.
Rare instance of Sakura being super useful before the teamfight begins. Now it begins.
Should be a free retreat, and it will be. Make it, secures it. Turtle 1 to Geek fam.
Alright. It makes sense. They have way more control, way more sustainability to push forward into the danger zone. And they have used it quite efficiently. Now Evos, they've already tried to go and orchestrate dives in the top lane, in the bottom lane as well. And they haven't been able to get any value from Kenziski or Gobs.
Scouting SOD there. Evos really is looking for it. Tsunami Slam though will lock him down. Key, wow, very late Purify from Key. Ends up being lethal. A lethal mistake for him, and it's onto the hands you don't want to kill on a boy early.
What is he waiting for? Playoffs?
Oh, damn.
They're a bit spicy there, Shevin, but yes, that was really a long waiting period there. Brands, solo, make it.
Uh-oh, the Purifier also ready, but he won't be able to use it. No, it'll just be Kenziski with the last hit on him. It's all Geek fam right now. Sway low, Crimson Beacon. What? I guess he was thinking that Swaylo would lift him up.
Huh.
Fortunately, didn't quite get close enough. A boy will be able to escape with his life, and Evos are back to just chasing, trying to find something at all. And you're seeing that interaction again. Gobs, whenever he gets lifted up by the Lantern Flare, he can still get an Earth Shatter off, and that is something that Evos constantly have to keep in mind. As Geek fam, they just stick around the top side. They kind of get Kenziski a lot of value here with these roams.
If it works, ooh, don't change it.
I gotta say, now looking at it again, right, I had my doubts about the Mathilda pick, but now it seems way more evident. Gobs in the bottom lane there, just stopping that from happening. Sanguine Claws, Key taken down again. Which brings me to the point. This Mathilda pick was purely just to deny, it seems, right? Because I don't see the value with the team, the synergy.
Maybe in the end later it's going to be used to save brands from danger. With all of these diving crowd control heroes, that could be an angle. But because they went for that option, now in the early game, what can they do? Again, no real engage tool. They're relying on Suelo to get a lift. And they're going in again for a fight.
Oh, they went in! They're gonna go in onto Beloyski of all people. Beloyski gonna be taken down. SOD will land. Avoid, caught in the back spot. Pinned down by Jabran. Gobs Earth Shatter Flicker coming down. The Purify is there, ready to get him out. Gobs has the Primal Wrap, but will just be stunned down by the Spear of Misery. And Evos are back in the game.
Signs of life here for Evos, and now the gold swing is pretty evident. It's gonna be, might be skewing towards Evos after this. Not enough, turns out, but this is something that they can look forward to. Oh, red tree.
Purify.
That's the 3 Purifies available for Evos there, that's for sure. But it seems like Geek really weren't expecting the full-on engage. I mean, you were quite surprised as well, Chefin. Key. Ooh.
That healing, that shield. First item priority for Makits is the Anti-Cura, so no that kind of Molten Essence Fredrin anymore in this meta.
I think he's more concerned about the damage from Albert, right? More than anything. If they're clashing in the jungle and those neutral objective contests, that's gonna be the main thing he's gonna be worried about. Again, sway low, can do damage, nothing too crazy. Brand's gonna have to scale a bit longer. The only real threat in the early game here is that ability-based damage. So, Anticuras is not a bad pickup at all here for Makits. But yes, they're just playing this default for the most part. And they don't have to do anything too crazy. Evos are the ones who have to try and maybe overextend, try and get their hands onto the backline.
Nothing is rushing Geek Fam right now. They can play as slowly as they want. It's gonna scale up to the late game, especially when Sicilian is ready.
Taunted under the turret, still has the Primal Wrath, will be able to pop it despite the Circling Eagle locking him down. Beloyski! Tsunami Slam locking him down still. SOD will land out. Gets the execute, Brand's in the midst of it all. Now ALG! Natko coming down, good flicker out from Kenziski. They're counting away now, but Natko survives. And it's Evos with a winning trade.
The healing coming in from not Goat.
Definitely a lot of healing that Geek Fam have to kind of be careful about themselves. They do have damage, but again, a boy in particular is a scaling-based hero, and only now does this team have a reduction. Before the glowing wands for a boy in the previous fight, they don't have any healing reduction at all, and Evos were able to get advantage from it. And now they're going for this split push play once again. Geek Fam, what's the play here? What's the call?
Turtle is the call. Moskov in the bottom lane still. Makers over the top. Won't be able to find it now. Retray from Albert the baby alien.
Oh my god.
A dive into the back. Tsunami Slam purified out of by Sway Low. An Earth Shatter locking Natko down. But Natko is so tanky on the Gato Kacha.
Worst scenario out there for Geek Fam. They conceded the bottom lane. Turret thankfully is not down just yet, but they lose out on the turtle as well. No conversion.
And they were unable to punish Evos for that contest and steal. And they almost lost a turret on the bottom side, so Evos, things are looking up for them. Earlier, they had no control, so Geek Fam were the ones dictating the tempo. But now that Evos has some staying power, have some damage to really threaten Geek Fam with, now they have a chance to try and use this Moskov a bit more efficiently with the timing. And again, Key, the Mathilda pick isn't really great to be aggressive with, but in the end, it's still a Mathilda. It's a very good hero, and especially for someone experienced like Key, he would have a good knowledge on the ins and outs, when to go aggressively, when to go defensively on that hero as well.
About a minute left towards the Lord right now. Curious to see how this will end up, because so far, like right now, Geek Fam, they cannot really deploy the usual strategy of just putting your marksman on the other side of the lane, or like the map, and try to split with Beloyski screening. This is a Granger. Out of Moskov, a Claude. Beloyski misses. Now Albert, that's a good power spike in that powerful floor.
It's pretty good for Evos that two of their main scouters have a Purifies here. Suelo and Key are going to be the main people walking into danger zones, Suelo in particular. But if Suelo's Purify is down, they can send Key and have a relatively okay time denying Beloyski any impact of the Tsunami Slam. For now, at least. Evos trying to play the wave game here, trying to set up for the Lord. Are they going to try and attempt a burst angle? Are they going to play it slow?
Okay. Thought I was gonna try to wait for Jabran at the bottom lane, but it turns out it's just a single clear for Geek. Even Jabran is playing it super safely, doesn't want to go out. Oh, even letting the turret go down.
Yeah, it's all good. As long as he's able to survive, right? Like tier 1 isn't gonna hurt. But what's gonna hurt is walking up and possibly getting picked off.
Possibly costing his team the Lord. That's the worst case scenario right here. And Evos are playing it patient. Brands in particular is playing it super patient. Now there's info right here. He's gonna start pushing.
He'll shove. Tsunami Slam could purify out just like that.
Oh. Let's get out of the jail. Free card with Guiding Wind. Now,
Massive AOG. Oh, everybody dodged away from it. Comes to the back line. Albert still winning out the retreat battle despite it. Suelo caught on the back spot. Naked. Get to the top. Oh, it's a slam from Beloyski. Healing it away. The Sanguine Claws catches Key. Albert gets shut down. Moskov in the bottom lane, only able to get a tier 2.
they got the numbers, but Evos got the Lord. Who won?
I think it still has to be Evos, man. The fact that Geek fam, in theory, have such a strong front line, and yet Evos were still able to find a window there to go for the Lord. Even if they didn't get the Lord, getting it away from the hands of Geek fam is going to be so valuable for them. Now they can use this to get some more control, use it as a secondary frontliner as well, potentially, depending on how fast Geek fam clears this out. Evos?
Oh. Circling Eagle, zoning them away.
Theory ancaman.
Not much they can do here. Geek fam with the dub.
Right. So the game's gonna be slowed out a bit longer. Evos' scaling really isn't like super good, especially with the Chushin in the picture. But they still have the Moskov, right? The macro play, and they've shown that they know how to play using it. The only concern is Geek fam themselves also scaling up with a Granger and Sicilian. That's an issue that they still have no solution for. They gotta start thinking here, because Geek fam are itemizing pretty well too. C. Halbert for Kenziski means that he's going to be doing a lot more damage onto Natko and Key if they're all trying to move forward and distract them the same way.
This is the margin that they're really fine with, right? Only 1.4k gold lead for Evos. Towards 2k, and they still have the Sicilian and Granger. It's all fine and dandy for Geek fam. Just gotta watch out for overextensions, because even though you are super tanky, Makids, Gops, the healing coming in from Natko, from Key is just too much. And I don't think right now Kenziski could easily just burst them down.
There's the Halberd now, right? So,
yeah.
BOD next item, or do you want to go defensive?
It's actually going for...
Is that a Winter Crown angle?
Yeah, that's a Winter Crown.
Potentially, we don't know for sure just yet. Albert is the one with the BOD now, and that's also a concern for Geek fam. All of their heroes do a great job surviving on low HP, the Fredrin, the Eden as well. But if Albert finds the right moment and soul severs them when they're on low HP, that's a dangerous situation to be in. Especially for the Fredrin that wants to go as low as possible, in theory, to get damage from the Appraiser's Wrath.
Wait, real-time victory rate says 76%. Is it that high?
Interesting.
To think that again, Geek fam have a pretty good scaling comp, and it's relatively even. I think it's still within their comfort of only a 2,000 gold lead, because they were able to equalize quite a bit earlier. You would think it's a bit more? 50-50? It's not going to be 50-50, but it's like 60-40, not 72.
Right. Definitely lopsided towards Evos. And they have the damage here. They're going straight for the Lord.
Yeah. They're trying to go for it. Makekids unable to get to it. It's going to be a free one for Albert. They're still going to looking for a fight. Natko able to get the guiding win. Geek fam want to go for it, but they just have so many ways to disengage Evos.
Gotta wait a little bit. make it geekable again. This time with the Sicilian, it'll be easier.
Tsunami Slam with the flicker. Oh, they are able to catch Albert of all people. Natko in the midst of it all now jumped in. Beloyski taken down by Natko. Purple.
Holy
Actually secured by
heal.
Brands. Hiding back now, Geek Fam. No Albert. Traded for Beloyski. Kensuski. Leaving to play. Brands walks up, gets caught in a taunt. Oh no! The Brands, the Purify jumps in, gets caught by everything. And Geek Fam now have an angle to pull it back.
3 big booms for Mr. Bombastic. They can clear the mid lane turret right here. Two minions helping them. Bot lane, they're gonna be taken care of by
Wait.
Gobs. They're not going for it.
They're just gonna... Okay, it's hell... Oh, what? Suelo? Okay, Crimson Beacon, he gets away.
Huh, interesting decision. I guess they want to play it safely. Maybe that's the angle, but either way, still a W for Geek Fam.
Yeah, the Lord immediately negated completely. The gold advantage dissipated almost instantly right there. That fight, Geek Fam, after being denied the pickup chance because of the Purifies again and again, they finally get their hands on Albert, the jungler that has to go Retribution, can't go for a Purify. Evos really should have seen it coming, is what I would say. And afterwards, that was just chaos, man. It's a full-on fight, and Evos don't seem to like that in this period in time. Even though they're the more aggressive team, they're the ones who require that slower, macro-oriented gameplay style. I think they're approaching that period in time, though, where Geek Fam are gonna be able to out-damage them and outdo them in these big team fights. So if you're Evos now, what's the idea? Do you try and go for a split push end angle?
Santay, bro, santay.
These Lord investments, Rashi, have been pretty bad.
Yeah. Probably need more research before jumping into that one. With the key though, looking and runs for just a bit longer. And it's so dangerous right now. Despite having all the Purifies, Geek Fam still are the ones in control because of the damage advantage. They're just prodding away at the potential Purifies with the Sanguine Claws. And if it does land, they don't really have to commit to anything. Beloyski though gets jumped on.
Tsunami Slam, Purify. It's just the kind of game here. 20 seconds for the Lord. Both teams have so many ways to just get away. And for Evos, technically, there's no engage, right? Key circling Eagle in. Not really the best initiation, because they kind of have to just play back and forth.
Shouldn't that be a W for Geek Fam?
I think so. They used up the Circling Eagle, they used up the Purify from Key as well, and Beloyski only used the Tsunami Slam. Flicker is still very much available. All the eyes are on Albert for sure.
no.
Suelo!
Suelo caught in the bad spot, has the Crimson Beacon, will be able to use the Crimson Beacon. Now backs away. Ooh. Beloyski jumps into the back line, will be able to fight Key, the guy who was already baited to use Purify earlier, and now it's Natko caught in everything, unable to go for the AOG Alvarabab! Caught by the Sanguine Claws.
Wait.
Brands up top will look for a play to end the game, but Gobs is right there. A boy with a flicker forward. Suelo getting eaten by the bats.
It's over!
It's over. Four members down, an SOD. He takes it. One desperate attempt that will not work. Evos, this is a disaster. Geek Fam, 17 minutes in with a reverse sweep.
In a truly Geek fashion, they're not satisfied with a 2-0. They gotta make it 2-1, man. Holy moly. And this is probably the first time Sakura has won this day.
Yep. Oh my lord. Wow, what a performance by Geek Fam. How many booms for that? How many booms?
You pick, Rashi.
I mean, all the booms possible,
Damn,
dude.
that's a lot of booms.
That was so good.
We'll give him two. Boom, boom.
Oh boy. Evos, what a heartbreaking moment. It looked so good for them. But Geek Fam, again, is it geekable is always a valid question.
No matter it's Chidera or Kensuski, looks like I gotta shut up when I'm comparing